Welcome back to Jules' Third Ring here on Fight Network. It is time for our main event of the night, a 145-pound matchup as Hiroko Yamanaka, 5'11", set to take on combat submission wrestling standout Shannon Hooper.
Yeah, you know, every organization needs stars, and stars establish themselves. You know, shows talk about building stars, but stars establish themselves, and Yamanaka here at 5'11" has established herself as a star already in the Jules organization.
70.7 kg. CSW 所属.
And you hear the word CSW. I don't think that's a word, or I guess an acronym.
Yeah.
Is it an acronym?
Acronym, yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. If it isn't, I'm going to go with it.
In the corner, the babyface assassin, who no longer wants to be called the babyface assassin, Josh Barnett.
That's absurd. That's one of the greatest nicknames of all
I
time.
have to agree. I have to agree.
But what, are you going to tell him that?
Yeah, I will not. And not a real discrepancy in height.
Yeah, Yamanaka's had, you know, as much as 10 inches in height difference. But they found Shannon Hooper in Auburn, Washington. Somebody willing and comfortable and who believes they can beat the tall Japanese superstar here.
I would expect Hooper to take this fight to the ground immediately and target one of those long limbs of Yamanaka.
Yeah, and with her size, the equal size, and the obvious physical strength, and the way she stands, and the way her weight's distributed, looks like Hooper might have that opportunity sooner than later. Yamanaka's...
Hooper with some big thighs of her own.
But you start kicking those just like that, and that's what Yamanaka's done through Jules 1 and Jules 2, winning in both.
Hooper checking the kicks. Smart job.
Hooper's got a beautiful little bounce, nice movement. This is not just a combat submission wrestler.
And this is what we've seen in the past of Yamanaka. She controls that clinch very well, uses that height to her advantage. And there, we're starting to see her evolve here.
Yes, no question about it. Even just the jab has started to really work, and it's something we talked about in her last two performances. When she could get that jab popping out, she'll really be even more of a force. It's been the leg kicks that have done damage before, and Hooper on the inside is... Look, again, she's able to check those, and that's going to talk Yamanaka out of throwing them.
Is Hooper just making Yamanaka feel comfortable before she locks in a takedown, a single or double leg?
Well, you know, Josh Barnett has prepped her. Whether the plan is, let's put her on the ground and let's work that, you know, he would prep her saying the only way you're going to really get a clean takedown is if you make your opponent believe you're willing to stand with them.
Let your hands go.
And you hear Barnett say, let your hands go.
She's doing well here in the stand-up. Definitely, you know, it's Yamanaka who's dictating it, but that little dip and that head movement and trying to sell that takedown is, you know, Hooper is by far the best fighter that Yamanaka has faced.
Hooper trying to move her head to avoid the punches of Yamanaka, who has improved since Jules 1.
She also looks a little more herky-jerky than she looked before, possibly because mentally she's a little more agitated in this fight. She knows it's a more difficult fight. Oh, beautiful jab.
Left hand working for Yamanaka.
Yamanaka's looking good, you know. She looked good against lower-level opponents before, but she's controlling distance. She's got good movement. Her head is moving. There, she got caught.
Hooper not afraid to engage.
At that upper mid-level of striking, which is, you know, at this level of MMA, what people are hoping for. After you finish your combination, your head moves. And let's see if Yamanaka... Well, she's taking shots now. So right back to her bread and butter.
Hooper hammering away at the body. Yamanaka controlling the clinch.
It's so hard to be able to tell how much power Yamanaka creates. She's 6 wins and a loss so far in her career, but she's not a finisher yet. You know, she's learning to move in and out. She's putting some more technical combinations together, but she hasn't finished yet.
And Robin, that really just comes with experience. You have to get in there, you have to feel, you have to get the rounds under your belt. in order for you to feel comfortable to go for that knockout or submission win.
And if you're thinking in the long run, it doesn't matter how many you have now. It's that you keep evolving and you become a better and better defensive fighter and a smarter fighter on the feet, so that in the long run you get knockouts. Some young, untechnical guys go 4-0 or 5-0 with all knockouts. Doesn't mean they're going to evolve into something. But these slow burn type of athletes, they can really turn into a superstar.
And right now it is all Yamanaka. She is controlling this fight. Hooper, not too far behind, but she is behind nonetheless.
Yamanaka's also putting a lot of miles on here. She's moving. She's like the more active of the two, but it's Hooper who has her mouth open and who looks tired so far.
It's that low kick to the lead leg of Hooper by Yamanaka. That is scoring.
And you see a little grimace when it lands. There you see it again. And the mouth open on Hooper now.
The jab and that low leg kick is what's working for her, so I expect her to use that strategy throughout this contest.
It's really the equivalent of, somebody just having a really good guard or just being a really good wrestler. Like, she's become a bit of a specialist. She finds the weapons that works. She's trying to teep there as well, but finds the weapons that works and makes them work.
And she can do that. If she sticks with that game plan, punish the leg, use the clinch, she can mix it up, because Hooper will be constantly thinking that she's going to be doing the same thing, so then she can throw in some odds and ends throughout the battle.
Absolutely. And now she's got Hooper buying into this, and Hooper is so tentative on the takedowns. We might have started this fight thinking get a takedown, but it's become very hard to wade into the distance now.
When we come back, round number 2 between these two durable warriors. Welcome back to Jewel's Third Ring here on Fight Network. Action from round number 1.
Yeah, that jab, little fake too, just a fake on it. And there was a right hand behind it. It was close, it's not like Yamanaka ran away with it, but although this is her bread and butter, control. See the way she turns her head, takes a step, pulls Hooper into that hole. But Hooper was delivering to the body as well. Big in-close action here between these two.
Shannon Hooper, Hiroko Yamanaka, our main event here on Jewel's Third Ring.
Round 2 of 2. Let's see if Hooper changes it up and shoots in for a takedown. Hooper is starting out by checking kicks, but though that leg has got, you can see some redness in it. It's got to already be a little minced.
And there Yamanaka switches it up and starts attacking inside. And goes to the body.
And even Hooper, who's quite tall and long herself, you can just see the reach advantage that Yamanaka has. And imagine against, much shorter, shorter length 145-pounders.
And once Yamanaka starts learning the game a little bit better, if you notice that she's circling right into the power hand of Hooper at all times, opposed to circling away from that power hand. And now we're starting to see her circle away.
Yeah, but Hooper's mind is preventing her from wading in too deep here. You teach your opponent things, and you teach your opponent's mind that every time they wade in, they get hurt to the leg or face. They become subconsciously hesitant to wade in, and that's what we're seeing here. Hooper just won't get close enough because her mind won't let her.
Little flicking kick by Yamanaka.
When Hooper goes back and watches this, she's going to think, why didn't I get in deeper? Why didn't I try to wade in and land that right hand? But, your brain tries to protect itself, and you touch an element, and your brain says, don't touch that anymore. And this long jab and this low kick of Yamanaka is that hot element.
Either that or she's going to be thinking, I'm a combat submission wrestler. Why didn't I take this fight down to the ground?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And it's time to make that commitment. If she's got a solid of a... Wow, there's a little limp going now.
We're seeing the limp, and Yamanaka smells the blood in the water and targets that lead leg, which will allow a bunch of openings, and expect that left kick to the head.
Yeah, you know, Shannon Hooper's leg, you can see it's actually larger than the other one now. There's clotting and there's blood flying into all the tissues, and that muscle is starting to harden, and you know, it doesn't work. It's not that it hurts, it's that it physiologically won't do what your brain's telling it to do something and it won't do it. Now the ref's like, let's see a little more action. Yamanaka, whoa.
Front kick attempt to the face. Hooper. Punishment continues.
Yeah, very, you know, we're saying she's not a finisher, but with those kind of leg kicks, you're going to finish most people. Hooper's showing real toughness.
And this is a great weapon for Yamanaka, especially against a tall opponent like Hooper. This will just show her what she can do in the fights moving forward.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, she's wanting to evolve into one of the top fighters in the world if she's not there yet, and it's these kind of tests that are going to let her get there. Nice movement out of Hooper now.
Her back is against the wall. She has no other options unless she wants to lose this fight. It is going to be a long flight back to the United States for Shannon Hooper.
Yeah, I don't know how much ice they're going to have on that flight, but she's going to want to immerse her leg and really, you know, much of her body in that ice.
Both inside and outside attacks by Yamanaka on that thigh.
She is checking it. I mean, that's in her arsenal, but just the damage has been done. You can just see it. You can see it in the back. You can see it on the inside. You can see it on the outside.
Last 1 minute.
I don't know if people saw the photograph of Uriah Faber's leg after he fought Jose Aldo, but I think Hooper's leg's going to be just as bad.
And Robin, you know, you look at Yamanaka, she really has only a few tools in her basically in her arsenal. She's got the clinch work where she uses the knees, she uses that jab and that low kick. Once she starts to develop and starts to learn some finishing moves like a left high kick to the head, right, like which would be perfect right now.
This is the stand-up equivalent of dropping a black belt, you know, who's really good at chokes into a fight. They're always going to find a way to get that choke or to get that position. And the stand-up game evolving is the same kind of thing. You can't beat this, and you could be better at a number of things than her, but if you can't stop her from doing what she's doing right now, she's going to win this fight.
There. Barnett frustrated, yelling "hit her" as they go back into the clinch. And the bell sounds. Look at that. It is almost identical to the Uriah Faber Jose Aldo leg beatdown.
Yeah, but what's it gonna look like in 36 hours? I mean, that is a big, powerful, you know, woman right there who's driving her shin dozens and dozens of times into that meat. Brutal.
You saw the disappointing look on the face of Josh Barnett. We're disappointed.
Yeah, you know, it's tough. You go in with a game plan, but you start frying up your leg early and things change real quick.
How swollen that leg is.
Judge Yamazaki. Aka Hiroko. Judge Umeki.
Hiroko Yamanaka with the decision victory here in our main event of Jules' third ring. Robin, what impressed you most about Yamanaka?
I really like, you know, we were talking about how she's only using a few tools, but I like the way she sticks to her bread and butter. As she evolves, she's going to add more, but right now, keep doing what's working.
And that was what was working.
That's the story. They could show this over and over again. You could show that for 10 minutes and you'd have this fight. You were calling for that left leg head kick. You know, you start adding those details to this girl's arsenal, she's going to be an animal. But it's her intelligence to stick with what works right now. Not every fighter can do that. People feel the pressure to finish. They feel the pressure of the crowd. And this woman stays with her plan.
Hiroko Yamanaka with a hard-fought victory as she improves to 7-1. For Robin Black, you the viewers, I'm John Ramdeen saying so long. We'll see you next time.